Well, y'all, Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for...
On February 1st, 2026, while the world tuned into the Grammy Awards, Nicki Minaj ignited a storm online with explosive claims about Jay-Z that threatened reputations. What pushed her to that point, and why is she demanding serious consequences? As celebrities dazzled on the red carpet and cameras flashed nonstop, Trevor Noah hosted the night's biggest music event. Yet Nicki Minaj was nowhere in sight. Instead, she sat at home rapidly posting messages that quickly spread across social media. The tension escalated when Trevor Noah joked that she might still be at the White House with Donald Trump handling important matters. That comment appeared to spark something deeper, turning the night into major controversy ever seen.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing
Everyone in the room laughed and applauded, seemingly amused that Nicki Minaj wasn't there. But behind the scenes, that lighthearted moment was about to spark an intense hours-long social media firestorm that would leave fans stunned. Around 8:30 p.m., Nicki posted an image on X that quickly became the most talked about content of the night. The post showed a list of women Jay-Z had allegedly been involved with at young ages. Among the names were Foxy Brown Aaliyah and Beyoncé, along with age comparisons that immediately stirred controversy and debate online. Nicki captioned the post with just 3 words, true or false, followed by a hashtag accusing Jay-Z of serious wrongdoing. The implication was direct and explosive, instantly dividing public opinion. Some users demanded answers, while others questioned the accuracy and intent behind the claims. Within minutes, the post spread across platforms, pulling millions into the unfolding drama. By 9 p.m., the tone of her post shifted even further. Nicki began making broader accusations about powerful figures in the music industry, suggesting that some were involved in secretive and disturbing activities. Her statements became increasingly intense, referencing hidden networks of influence and control. Although she didn't always name individuals directly, many readers believed her comments were aimed at Jay-Z and others at the top of the industry. At 10 p.m., the situation escalated again. Nicki announced she was pausing work on her upcoming album, which had been expected in March 2026. She claimed she would not release new music until her contract situation was resolved and until she could speak openly about what she described as a larger investigation. She referenced a supposed federal case tied to Billboard alleging unfair treatment of artists. However, no verified report supported the existence of such an investigation, leaving many unsure what to believe. By midnight, her posts expanded beyond the music industry. Nicki began sharing strong political opinions, criticizing certain groups and urging people to rethink their support. The shift added another layer of controversy as the conversation moved from entertainment into broader social and political territory. For many watching, it felt like the situation had spiraled far beyond its original spark. To understand why tensions may have reached this point, some point back to 2015 when Jay-Z relaunched the streaming service Tidal. The platform was presented as a major shift in the industry and artist's own service, designed to give musicians more control and better compensation. High-profile artists, including Nicki Minaj, Beyoncé, Rihanna, and Kanye West, were introduced as stakeholders, each reportedly receiving a small ownership share. Nicki fully supported the platform at the time. She released exclusive content, promoted it publicly, and appeared invested in its success. The idea of artists owning part of the business they contributed to was widely praised, and the launch event symbolized unity among some of the biggest names in music. Fast forward to 2021, when Jay-Z sold Tidal to Block Incorporated in a deal reportedly worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Early reports suggested that artist stakeholders would receive significant payouts. However, Nicki later claimed she never received what she believed she was owed. According to her, she was told there were no profits to distribute and was instead offered a much smaller amount under tight conditions. She refused the offer, describing it as an attempt to silence her rather than fairly compensate her. That unresolved dispute, combined with years of industry tension, may help explain the frustration seen during that explosive night. What started as a joke during an award show quickly turned into a chain reaction one, that pull back the curtain on deeper conflicts, unanswered questions, and a growing divide between artists and the system they work within.
She tweeted, Jay-Z, call me to settle the karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5, though. Let's get it. N-word. And anyone still calling him whole will answer.
Now, people in the music business tell a very different version of events. Industry executive Steve Stout explained on a podcast that several artists, possibly including Nicki Minaj, may never have completed the final legal paperwork tied to Tidal. Without those signed agreements, he argued they wouldn't have any formal claim to ownership or profits, regardless of what was suggested during the public launch. Official records appear to support that perspective. Documents connected to the company indicate it was ultimately controlled by Jay-Z, with no clear filings showing artists held equity stakes. Still, Nicki strongly rejects that explanation. She insists the 2015 signing event was legitimate and binding, and that failing to pay her now amounts to being wrongfully denied what she earned. According to her claims, the total owed after adding interest and long-term value could range between $100 million and $200 million. She has even said that if she ever receives the money, she plans to use part of it to support her fans' college education. But for Nicki, the issue goes beyond money. Throughout 2025, she accused Jay-Z and his company Roc Nation of working against her career, including interfering with tours affecting her public image and creating obstacles in both her professional and personal life.
That's a couple weeks ago with the music.
No, this started a long time
ago. Like just recently? Spiral. Like
with the
when she went on live with Wayne.
Being from NO? That was a part of it.
One of the biggest flashpoints came in September 2024 when Roc Nation selected Kendrick Lamar to headline the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans, passing over local icon Lil Wayne. Nicki Minaj reacted strongly, suggesting the decision was intentional and tied to ongoing tensions involving Drake and Birdman. In her view, it reflected personal bias and industry politics rather than merit. Another dispute surfaced in October 2025 when Nicki claimed that Jay-Z had requested a beat she had already secured for her 2018 album Queen, specifically for a track featuring The Weeknd. She alleged that Jay-Z said the beat belonged to Beyoncé, and after she refused to give up Beyoncé, still moved forward and later pursued legal action over similar sound. The accusation spread quickly online, gaining thousands of reactions and intensifying scrutiny around both artists. By this point, Nicki had already announced she was pausing her planned March 2026 album, directly addressing Jay-Z with frustration and hinting at stepping away from music entirely. She blamed him and Roc Nation for professional setbacks, even referencing alleged financial struggles tied to ventures like a proposed Times Square casino project. The public response to her Grammy night outburst was immediate and intense. Within hours, millions had seen her posts, and criticism grew rapidly. Many pointed out contradictions in her accusations, especially given her personal connections. Her husband, Kenneth Petty, and her brother Jelani Marriage have both faced serious legal convictions in the past. Critics argued that her comments about others conflicted with her own circumstances, leading to accusations of hypocrisy across social media. Online reactions range from harsh criticism to concern from fans. Even some of her core supporters began questioning her behavior, describing it as troubling rather than strategic. The more extreme claims she made, particularly those involving secret groups and harmful activities, were widely dismissed as baseless conspiracy theories, similar to narratives that have been repeatedly debunked online. Meanwhile, Jay-Z and Beyoncé have remained completely silent, consistent with how they typically handle public controversy. Reports have circulated that Roc Nation previously issued a legal warning to Nicki in 2025, allegedly threatening major legal consequences if defamatory statements continue, though details around that claim remain unclear. Industry experts suggest that while there may be legitimate disputes over business dealings like the Tidal sale, Nicki's approach, especially the tone and severity of her accusations, may have undermined her credibility. Without documented contracts or formal legal action, her claims appear difficult to prove. Some observers believe her decision not to pursue a lawsuit reflects those challenges. So where does the situation stand now? Nicki Minaj remains outspoken and clearly frustrated, continuing to target one of the most influential figures in music. But without clear evidence or legal backing, and with growing public skepticism, the long-term impact on her career is uncertain. The real question isn't about her accusations alone. It's whether her current path will ultimately strengthen her position or make recovery in the industry far more difficult.